Okay, let's see if I go live again. By the way. Alright, live on Twitch, live again on YouTube, and my stream strength is not great, but it's better than it was. So I'm going to start by going down to the floor 80. I want a void essence for the community center to finish the mine carts. I also need a void essence for a quest for the wizard. So I'm going to look for the enemies to drop those. And those can typically be found in the lava levels. Now that I'm allowing myself to defeat enemies, of course, there's not a single one to be seen. It's a good luck day, but that does not affect monster spawns. It affects how likely you are to find a ladder. It's not all monsters in the lava floors that drop void essence. It's mostly the shadow brutes and shaman. There are also some monsters down here that will drop solar essence. But I usually hunt ghosts for solar essence. Speaking of which, I have like a day to find a ectoplasm. There's a solar essence I can get from the Mr. Rockhead there. Come on, give me one void essence at least. There are two things that help with monster drops. There's a skill book you can find mostly by killing monsters called the Monster Compendium. What that does is it will give you a small chance of doubling the loot from the monster. The other thing is a burglar ring, which is your reward for killing a whole load of dust sprites. And its effect is often said to be doubling loot from enemies. What it actually does is it rolls the RNG for monster drops twice. The effect makes it seem like it gives you double, but technically it doesn't. That's being excessively nitpicky. Alright, I have void essence, I have solar essence, I have more bat wings, I have all sorts of things. I actually forgot that I still had the mysterious substance quest for the ectoplasm still active. So I'm gonna go to floor 55. This is like the best of both worlds for me. I can find ghosts on these floors, and also the dust sprites, which are the things I want to kill first to get that ring that gives me more loot from enemies. Dust sprites frequently drop coal, so if you're farming coal because you somehow ran out, it's hard to run out since 1.6 came out, but it happens. If you run out and don't want to buy it from Clint, coming into the mines and massacring dust sprites for a day can be a good way to get lots of coal, especially once you have both the burglar ring and the monster compendium. You can get a hefty amount each day. Of course, I'm looking for ghosts, and it took me ages to find one. Ghosts are still easiest to kill with a dagger type weapon, but oh my The luck on this file, I can't even believe it. I did need the Dwarf Scroll 3, but I got an ectoplasm on the very first ghost I killed. Wow. I love this file. Honestly, I do. All the ancient seeds, ectoplasm on the first ghost. So I will go ahead and go over to the wizard so that I don't forget. I mean, I go over there every Sunday anyway to check the traveling cart, so I would not forget, but just, out of sight, out of mind. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put some stuff away, because I'm carrying too much right now. Mining chest. A few things in there. I'm going to make a stone sign. And I usually put this sign like back here. There are 2 special order quests that the wizard gives you. I like to put an image of those items on the sign. You can never get another one. You can get 2 to drop if you roll double loot on the enemy that drops it, but it's very unlikely and has no benefit. You can't sell it, you can't gift it to anyone, and it disappears once the quest timing ends. So you don't get to keep it anyway. I will take that down to the wizard, and I'll have 2 prize tickets I can turn in. I don't have the museum is already closed, so I won't be able to donate the Dwarf Scroll today. But that's not a huge deal. I'm still dropping frames, and I have to assume at this point that it is because it's snowing in the game, and that's affecting bit rates and the like. It temporarily went down to 0 though. That should never happen. So, let's see what the wizard has to say. While a scientific practice may accurately describe the material of our world, it will never explain the deepest mysteries. Here. It's brimming with the energy of forgotten souls. Perfect. Now be gone. I shall require perfect silence to discern the true nature of this substance. Despite completing that quest, it does not give him friendship, but giving him the void essence, which I put every single one that I had into the chest rather than giving one to him. We'll do that. Having some tea, Dexy? As I said, I will be having Pepsi during this stream. You were sniffling earlier, so it might be a good idea. Despite me not feeling so well, sinus involvement is not a part of it. Which I'm thankful for that, at least. Alright, a couple Crimson Fish Roe finished aging. So while bat wings are something I can turn in for the Adventurers bundle, it takes 10 of them, and I can also use bat wings for crafting. So I'm going to not do that. Also, I just got a new diamond today. I'm going to put some marble in there so that I can duplicate that for the necessary crafting recipe. Marble takes 3 days and 3 hours. So I will go by the special orders board to gather my new prize ticket and take both of them into the mayor's house to redeem those prizes. Then I'll head to the community center and donate the Void and Solar Essence to finally get those darn minecarts working again. So I get 4 mystery boxes for the first one, and then I get a house plant for the second one. The next thing will be, looks like a foraging skill book. No, the first one that I got up to level 10. There is a thing on this board. Lewis wants a cave carrot. I can easily bring one to him tomorrow. Today was Evelyn's birthday, and it didn't show up in my overlay. Did I accidentally change the UI info suite settings to not? It says show. Oh, hide on max friendship. Evelyn's already at 10 hearts. That's why it doesn't show up there. Okay, I was worried that I forgot her birthday without her being at max hearts. I'm sad to have forgotten her birthday anyway, but at least it's not a missed opportunity for large friendship gain. So the last one here is the Adventurers Bundle. Don't want to give the slime or the bat wings. And now we have completed the boiler room. This house was empty for years. The trees moved in, and so did we. I know we've read a book about when places have gone back to nature. That's when the Junimos move in. So that's boiler room complete. And if I'm lucky, I'll make a bit of money today. And again, I think I'd be willing to go down to 0G if it meant completing the vault. Maybe a day of fishing would be in order to get everything squared away. Well, I'm selling aged crimson fish roe today, so it's all good. We're fine. I don't really have much room in my house for decorations right now, but I can put a house plant somewhere, surely. Put it under that window. I will replace the small glow ring with the small magnet ring, so I still have decent illumination. Also, I'm going to go ahead and read the combat quarterly skill book now that I'm working on combat. I just went from level 1 to level 3 combat today. It will not go up that quickly, always. Alright, so ending the first day, we've got the Junimos working at minecarts. I've been harping about the minecarts for ages. They are finally done. Also, level 10 mining. Since I chose the +1 ore per vein, I have 2 choices here. I can do blacksmith to make metal bars, copper, iron, gold, iridium, and radioactive, sell for 50% more. Or I can choose prospector, chance to find coal doubled. I know a lot of people swear by blacksmith and selling bars and more and more and more bars to make money. And that's how I did it the first time, but ever since then I've chosen prospector to find more coal. Hello Kilo Kolo, hi to you as well. Level 2 combat gives me 5 more HP and a crafting recipe for life elixir. Level 3 combat gives me another 5 HP and a cooking recipe for root splatter. Made a little bit of gold. And let's see those new crafting and cooking recipes that I received. For crafting, I can do life elixir. If you've got red and purple mushrooms, morel, and a chanterelle, you can make an elixir that restores your health to full. No matter how low it is, no matter what your max health is, it will always go all the way up to full. As far as the cooking recipe, I got the roots platter. That is this one. Yeah, cave carrot and winter root. 125 energy, 56 health, and excitingly, plus 3 attack for 5 minutes and 36 seconds. That's a pretty good one. So, we still have the snow. Spirits are still in good humor. Queen of sauce for this week, pumpkin pie. In my house, it's tradition to eat pumpkin pie during the Feast of the Winter Star. The season just isn't complete without that wonderful flavor you can only achieve with the finest farm-fresh pumpkins. A little nutmeg, cinnamon, and clove will sweep you off to a land of crimson and gold. Sounds delicious. Thanks to the ectoplasm you delivered to me, I've made a major breakthrough in the field of arcane engineering. In clues, you'll find blueprints for a most useful machine, MS Rodius River, new crafting recipe, mini obelisk. That is a fun one. For the cost of 30 hardwood, 20 solar essence, and 3 gold bars each, you can make mini obelisks. You can put them on your farm, click on one, and you'll be teleported to the other. Robin was 10 pieces of hardwood. That is not an issue at all. Let's pull out the void essence that the wizard wants for a dark agent. 10 hardwood for Robin. And the cave carrot Lewis is asking for. And let's do a circuit around the town. I will also go by the community center and complete the vault bundles. Now that the salmon berries are done being turned into dried fruit, I'm going to show you the difference when you put 5 raisins in there. Yeah, or I'll just accidentally say what you get. When you put grapes in a dehydrator, you get raisins instead of generic dried fruit. Only works with grapes. So let's see what the traveling cart has today. Got some pancakes. Ooh, crab cakes. It was less than 1100. I'd get that so I have a loved gift for Elliot at the Feast of the Winter Star. I love green tea. Pumpkin soup is another one. Yeah. Elliot's already at 8 hearts. I don't really need to worry about if I have a loved gift for him. And maybe I'll get a pomegranate from the fruit bat cave before then anyway. So, here have that. 1000 G and his 10th friendship heart. So now the ones who are not there yet are Clint, Demetrius, Pam, Shane and Penny, who are people, and Pierre all the way at the bottom. It's really weird to have Pam not at 10 hearts. In a typical playthrough, I'll be growing hundreds of parsnips in the first spring, which I would love to get to her, so it's really easy to get her all the way up. Especially since her birthday is in spring. But on this playthrough, not having farmed yet. I mean, I could be giving her like beer and the like, but that costs money. My next stop will be the museum to drop off the dwarf scroll. I hope the stream is not too choppy. I am looking at the stats and it worries me a little bit. Got the train passing through. This is my first door scroll. It's number 3. I put them 1 through 4 up the left hand side there. I guess I'll talk to Clint. Somehow the old town minecart system started working again. It's very convenient for getting to and from the mines. Don't get too cozy though. If you can start up so suddenly, it could just as well shut down. There's a minecart here. This is where the town minecart takes you. There's one at the bus stop, one in the quarry, and of course one inside the mines. So you can say partial fast travel system to a few different points. You cannot use it to get to the quarry early. That minecart only happens once you've unlocked the quarry bridge repair. So you cannot get early quarry that way, but it's nice once you can. It's not a huge amount of gold, but I like completing help running progresses when I can. There's another one on the board. Lee's birthday's coming up. They're looking for a slime hunter to slay 4 red slimes in the mine, which is the type of thing I can do now that I'm doing combat. First, let us complete another room here. 5,000 G bundle. As I said, that's 30 quality fertilizer. 10,000 is a lightning rod. And vault complete. We're happy to help. It's not our house after all. The boiler room and vault looked really messy. It's nice to have them done. The pantry just looks dingy, not like dilapidated. The fish tank looks pretty bad though, but we'll be completing that very, very shortly. The last fish I needed to catch, I can get now that the vault is done. So my next major purchase will be, I got a floppy beanie. That just kind of feels right for winter. I like the squid hat, but the floppy beanie just fits right. It's also red to match the green, since it's almost Feast of Winter Star, which is basically winter, or which is basically Christmas. Alright, Robin's request is done. Unfortunately, a lot of these involve crops, and while I've done a lot, crops are still not the thing. If I think I'm going to get to level 10 combat soon though, I can plant the crops and make sure that they're watered and fully grown, because you get the experience when you harvest the crop, not when you plant it and water it. So I could use that to try and get that completed. So what I'm going to do today in the mines is I'm going to look for 4 red slimes first to take them out. And then once I've done that, I'll go up to the frozen floors and resume working on dust sprites. Seriously, you need 500 of them for the burglars. The shadow spirit can be a little bit of a difficult enemy to fight when you're not doing as much damage as you would like to. They don't take a lot of knockback, so they can kind of just keep pushing into you if you can't kill them quickly. So maybe if you're really hurting, there's, I think, the amethyst ring increases knockback. Or maybe just a weapon that has higher than normal. Could help you take them out without taking too much damage. That slime was just out of my weapon's reach, and I didn't bother to move. Okay, this will be all the... You can also actually try to move. I typically don't when fighting enemies. I'm trying to figure out where my blackberries moved to. Now that I'm actually fighting back against the enemies rather than just trying to avoid them forever, I'd like to, not die. It's Penny's handwriting. I want to get everyone something they love. Mom, parsnip, glazed yams, no beer. Jazz, furry rose, plum pudding. Vincent, pig cake, grape. Mr. Molnar, leek, fried mushroom. Granny Molnar, beet, tulip. These secret notes are filling in everything for me. I'm a horrible person who doesn't give people the gifts they love. Just giving Granny broken glasses forever because she can't tell the difference between random broken glasses and the ones she lost. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to Lewis at some point today or tomorrow. I can complete that quest. In the meantime, let's go back up. I've dropped 200,000 frames. Please someone tell me the stream doesn't look terrible. Or tell me if it does. Either way, I'd like to know. Or maybe it's so bad that I'm asking and you can't even hear my voice. Now that I've finished the vault, I can get that secret note. It shows me a location in the desert. Even still streaming? When the bitrate drops to 0, I get very scared. Ah, here we go. I'm always looking for the floors with lots of void spirits. I just kind of run into them. They don't do a lot of damage. Even once you increase the monster strength by going down to the bottom. There is a weapon I am craving to find, but for now, I'll keep going with the Obsidian Edge. Once you complete the mines, you can get the Lava Katana from the Adventurers Guild for, I believe it's 25,000 G. So if you're just needing a stronger weapon now, you can do that. Typically I don't buy it because 25,000 G is quite a steep price for a weapon that will eventually be outclassed. I think I will stop before like the very end of the day. Go to the saloon today to talk to people. Plus my inventory is like completely full. I'm finding carrot seeds now because it's close enough to the end of winter that powder melons don't have enough time to grow. Alex's strength training diet. Complete breakfast, salmon dinner. I've learned to love this food. I can feel the protein. Plus salmon's got that omega-3 fatty acids that are so lovely. I love salmon. I want salmon. Tomorrow I'm gonna go buy a salmon to have for dinner. Tomorrow because I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'll have it for dinner on Monday. But I'll buy it tomorrow. Tomorrow night I'm having chili. Gonna start it early so that it's ready around the end of the first quarter of the Super Bowl. Am I allowed to say that, or do I have to say a big game? I'm only going to half watch it. I don't care who wins. I don't care about the halftime show. If I want the commercials, I can watch more than they'll show on my broadcast online. I'm not a big professional football fan. College football, I'll watch a whole heck of a lot. But pro football, Living in Illinois my whole life, I'm somewhat conditioned to at least not dislike the Bears, but I'll explore this floor, and then I'll head out. Just because the Monster Slayer goal I'm intentionally working towards is the Dust Sprites, doesn't mean I'm going to ignore all the other enemies. I can go straight to the town rather than walking down from the mountain. Lewis might be at the saloon, he might be at his house, but either way I'll find him. He's in his house, solved the slime problem. So he's ruined some pants because of slimes. Haven't we all? Down 3 can only do so much to help patients. I need a little warrior. I think I might be gaining weight. Yeah, beer will do that to you. I said I was going to do a attempt at Junimo Kart last time, but I decided not to because the stream was dying. I'll do one now. One attempt. I said that last time, and I would do one attempt at the story, and I made it to the final level. Darn near beat it too. Part of me just wants to put the mod in that lets me win automatically, but I don't know. It's not like I've never done it legit before. I've done it legit many times. I feel like on the stream, maybe at least, I should beat it once legit. Once you beat the progress mode once, there's really never any reason to do anything besides endless mode. You get the cabinet for your house, and it's not like there's a score system in progress mode to try and improve on. I mean, you could see how many lives you can have left to finish it. It's not recorded anywhere. Of course, my stream strength improves while I'm doing Junimo Kart. The stream strength has to be perfect so you can clearly see my pain as I play it. Of course, the first time I played it, the stream actually crashed while I was playing it, so who knows. That was a foolish way to do that. You maintain your speed as long as you keep jumping. Oh, you can see the progress mode version of Gem Sea Giant this time. I got the other one last time. I was able to show you the Gem Sea Giant in endless mode. Oftentimes you have to try and bounce off the bubbles to get high enough to get the fruit, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Either you time it wrong, or the bubble doesn't come at the right time, or you just can't get the height anyway. You can still try and get as many of the fruits as you can, just because they give you 10 coins, but I've never considered getting all 3 fruits on the Gem Sea Giant reliable for an extra cart in progress mode or the extra 5,000 points in endless. I like this Galleon because you move a little bit faster. Of course, that speed change feels a lot different depending on whether you came from the swamp or the slightly slower moving ocean. I'm not sure if sacrificing a life so that I get a extra one at the end was the right idea. I just fell apart right there. Now I'm gonna need the extra card. The game froze while I was in midair. Thankfully, it didn't actually. It was a full freeze. It didn't keep moving. Well, thankfully you go up to 3 before you get the bonus life from the fruit, so I'm still going to the next level with 4 lives. Alright, Red Hot Roller Coaster. This is the one that I prefer over Glitchroom Grotto. It looks exceptionally dangerous, but it may be my favorite level of Junimo Kart. There are boulders again, like in the first level. That was a lot of jumps in a row. I generally lose less lives on this level than I do on Glitchroom Grotto, but I'm having a little trouble with this jump. Just need to go a little bit further. Darn it. I keep messing up that jump by just a little bit. Got an extra life from coins, but it doesn't really help because I was already below the amount. But I got 4 lives for the final level. Made it to the final level again. And then I lose the first jump. Twice. I messed up the first jump twice. So much for having 4 lives to do it. Yeah. Cherry was behind the lantern. Trying to avoid the barriers. Tried to do a small hop there and did it wrong. And I wasn't prepared to jump. Oh, that was not good. Just take a whole day off now and then. Not only is it good for the soul, but in the long run, you'll actually be more productive. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. I started doing DoorDash recently, and normally I do it on. I spend most of the days that I'm not streaming, Thursday and Sunday, doing that. But I talked to a few people and thought about it myself, and I figure someone who's been doing DoorDash for 2 weeks is probably not going to have a great time trying to do Super Bowl Sunday. So it was mutually agreed that I should probably take tomorrow off. But of course, you don't get paid unless you work, so I'll probably try to find some extra time during the week too. Do a little bit extra to make up for the missed day. The good news is I don't have to do it any day. I do it when I can. Cave carrots in here. You can put the lightning rod anywhere on your farm. It'll work the same no matter what. Eventually I use it for animals, but for now I'll just stick it right there. Doesn't really matter. I'll put this... Oh wait! I have this. I can put the squid hat in there. I don't have to put it in the chest. Haha! Alright, let's go to sleep and see what the Junimos will do tonight. Auto mechanics too, they can fix a bus. No, you have Sebastian who works on his motorcycle. Lewis has his truck. Harvey builds model vehicles. You're telling me that no one in the town could figure out what was wrong with the bus? Pam is the one who drives it, and you need a special license to drive a bus, at least in the US. I assume that includes at least basic maintenance of them. So I know that at least like for school buses, it would not be the driver's responsibility to maintain it. It's the school district's responsibility. Alright, Marnie sent me 30 more hay. I have plenty for animals. I like that when you have the fire going in your house, you can actually see smoke coming out of the chimney. It's one of those tiny little details that makes this game special. So, this is my first raisins. I will sell them because it's on the shipping collection. It's right there. But I always like to have extra raisins, so I'll use the silver ones to make more. There is another use for raisins, but it's hardly even worth mentioning it right now. I will see if there's... What do you know? Pomegranate. I said I might get one for the Feast of the Winter Star from the Fruit Bat Cave, and so it came to pass. This never happens. The luck in this playthrough is just absurd. I cannot explain it. Literally, like, the only thing I haven't found is a dinosaur egg. And now that I say that, I'm going to. So, I can go to the, mines today, of course, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. Because I do have the necessary funds for a bus ticket. So I'm gonna go to the desert for the first time today. And show you what that's all about. But first, I'm going to come all the way. I'm gonna check this. Clint wants a snow yam. And I'm gonna stand in front of the trailer. Pam is the bus driver. And eventually she'll come out. That's Penny. That's Penny. She's at 6 hearts. I should have gone inside actually to see her 6 heart event. But I forgot that no, it's a thing. Stand here and wait for Pam. I'll actually talk to her. Hey, did you hear about the old bus? Yep, back on the saddle, kid. Feels nice. So I'm gonna stand here. Then she gets confused, and then she'll go through you. And if you stand in front of someone until they start walking, they'll walk faster. So you'll see basically every speedrunner do that to get to the to the bus faster. You can also put a chair in front of their door to make it so you don't have to stand there. She'll just do it. I don't know if it's actually faster to do it in this section. I think it's a little bit faster. But normally it would be much later when she gets to the bus stop. Now it's 9:40. So you have to pay 500 G. I'm not taking a gift today. I'll just meet people today. So here we are for the first time in Calico Desert. Our first stop will be this oasis over here. Customer? Hi, welcome to Sandy's Oasis. Hey, you look just like the new farmer that Emily wrote to me about. Then, the bus line to Stardew Valley is back in service. Oh, I'm so happy. So apparently Emily wrote to Sandy about me. You look parched. Please visit again soon. I get so bored out here. Emily visits once a year on Sandy's birthday. Got a bouncer back here. He's saying nothing. That's another quest line. Sandy is a merchant. She sells cactus seeds, which can only be grown indoors. Takes 12 days to mature and then produces fruit every 3 days. Rhubarb seeds take 13 days in the spring. The biggest cash trap of the game, starfruit seeds, takes 13 days in summer, but they cost 400 each. So you know that the sell price has to be crazy. Beet seeds takes 6 days in the fall. They grow very quick and they're cheap, but you can use them for a lot of things. She has a rotating stock as well. Certain things will be sold on certain days. Seasonal plant, she'll sell you some coconuts, a shirt. She sells male and female mannequins, and a coat stand, clothesline, wall cactus, farmer pants, shorts, long dress, skirt, pleated skirt, large cottage rug. She can sell you Omni Geodes, she can sell you Deluxe Speed Grow, she can sell you honey. I might look at the wiki to tell you what her rotating stock is, so I don't have to try and remember every item. There are dig spots out here. There are 2 artifacts that can be found most commonly by digging in the desert, the golden mask and the golden relic. You can forge cactus fruit and coconuts out here. Sometimes the trees will give you coconuts. There is a fishing spot here. 2 fish can be caught in these waters. The scorpion fish, which is a very, very difficult fish to catch. I'm actually going to throw the trap bobber on just in case I happen to hook it. But the other thing I can fish up, obviously I can fish up green algae and river jelly as well. And that, I believe, is the scorpion fish. Scorpion carp, or whatever it's called. I believe it's scorpion carp. Scorpion fish is what I'm looking for in Skyrim right now. So the scorpion carp is the harder of the 2 fish, and the only thing I need to catch that for is fishing completion. This looks like it's going to be the other fish. I got the chest at least. A sandfish. And the sandfish is the one I was still looking for as the last specialty fish. I have the pufferfish, I have the ghost fish, I had a wood skip, I was waiting on sandfish. I will switch these back out. Also, I've been doing all sorts of things. Those pillars will be important later. You got a camel here. You can pet the camel. And this is the desert trader. Welcome, traveler, interested in making a trade. He does not sell things for money. He lets you trade things in. Did something happen to the YouTube stream, or is it just my chat connection? It looks like it's just my chat connection. Hopefully it will come back soon. So you can trade 5 artifact trove, or 5 Omni Geodes for an artifact trove at any time. 3 Omni Geodes for a Desert Warp Totem. You can trade Diamond for Triple Shot Espresso, Ruby for Spicy Eel, 5 Iridium Ores for Mega Bombs, 5 Quartz for regular bombs. One of the rotating things is an Omni Geode for 3 hay. One time you can trade 10 Iridium Bars for a Desert Warp Totem recipe. 200 Bat Wings for the Butterfly Hutch, I always try to get that. 50 Omni Geodes for a Green Turban. 333 Omni Geodes for a Magic Turban that changes colors. Pearl for Birch Double Bed. 15 Iridium Bars for a Midnight Beach Bed. 30 for a Midnight Beach Double Bed. And 999 coal for a dark piano. While we're talking about people's rotating stock, I will make sure that I am not misinforming you, because I hate spreading misinformation. So, Sandy's Oasis. Stardew Valley Wiki is your friend. So her fixed stock is the seeds, and the seasonal plant, a random shirt, the mannequins, the coat stand, the clothesline, a wall cactus, farmer pants, shorts, lawn dress, skirt, and pleated skirt. Monday is the coconuts and the large cottage rug. Tuesday is the cactus fruit and a random wall sconce on Tuesdays as well. On Wednesday, 3 Omni Geodes and a Jade Hills extended painting, just a longer version of the Jade Hills we can get from museum donations. On Thursday, the deluxe speed grow and an old world rug. On Friday, honey and a large green rug. Saturday, quality retaining soil and a couple different types of wall sconce. Sunday is ice cream and a large brown couch. So those are the things that her stock rotates from. As far as the desert trader goes, his permanent stock is the artifact shows, desert warp totems, the triple shot espresso, the spicy eel, the mega bomb, the bomb, the warp totem desert recipe, butterfly hutch, green turban, birch double bed, midnight beach double bed, and dark piano. His rotating stock, he has the hay on Mondays, 5 stone for a fiber on Tuesday, 3 aquamarine for a cloth on Wednesday. On Thursday, you can trade 3 prismatic shards for a magic rock candy, but only once. On Friday, you can trade 1 emerald for cheese. On Saturdays, you can trade 2 summer seeds for a spring seed, 2 fall for a summer, 2 winter for a fall, or 2 spring for a winter. On Sundays, you can trade 1 jade for a staircase, and you can do as many of those as you want. The magic turban is available on even days. It's the 22nd, which is why I see it. The magic cowboy hat, which is a color-changing cowboy hat instead of the turban, is available on odd days. And there is one other item that I need max hearts for the character I haven't met yet. It is called a Void Ghost Pendant, and I need 200 Void Essence to trade for it. But I haven't even met the character that I need to meet regarding that. So that's the Desert Trader and the Insanity's Oasis. You can cut down these trees, they'll regrow year round. It's considered to always be summer in the desert. Sometimes they'll drop coconuts, not always. And in here, you insert the skull key into the keyhole. It's a perfect fit. The journal has been updated to indicate that I found that. And this is the Skull Cavern. This is where you want to go if you're trying to grind out your combat, because the enemies in here are stronger and give more experience than the ones in the regular mines. The rocks are also stronger. You'll want to have upgraded your pickaxe at least a couple times before coming here. I heard one of the possible enemies, but I'm not seeing it yet. There are 3 main enemies here that can give you, that are necessary for Monster Slayer goals. But there are other monsters. The first one we're encountering here is a different variety of ghost. This is a carbon ghost. And unlike the regular ghosts, which often drop things like solar essence or gold ore, the drop for a carbon ghost, if I can ever kill it, it's taking me ages to take this ghost down because they're so tanky. They often drop Omni Geodes. They can also drop the refined quartz and other things, but mostly Omni Geodes. We can see just to the right of the screen there are a couple of mummies. Mummies are not the easiest thing to kill. You need to hit them enough times for them to crumble into a heap, which I will show you what that looks like. As long as you keep swinging, they'll go down. But just knocking them into their heap is not considered defeating a mummy. While it's in that state, you have to drop a bomb, and that's how you kill them. I'm being flown at by a serpent now. That's probably the most common enemy you'll see in the mines. They can drop all sorts of things. That one dropped the Stardew Valley Almanac, red cabbage seeds. They can drop spicy eels all on their own. You don't have to trade for all of them. They can drop rabbit's feet. They can drop all sorts of things. These are purple slimes. They'll be your usual slime variety here in the mines. A lot of the times you'll see the big ones. They can split into a number of smaller slimes. Unlike the regular mines where you're only going to find the large slimes on the infested floors, you can find these on any floor. I try to take them down close to a wall or some other impermeable object, like between these 2 rocks, so I can take down all of the slimes as soon as they pop up, rather than have to chase them around. It's not like the smaller ones are weaker I'll take out those two, and then try and force this one into a wall or something. We have these types of bugs. They are armored. You cannot kill them by regular means. There are passive enchantments that can be on certain weapons that make some of these things easier to deal with. There's a bug one that makes it so that you can kill the armored bugs. There's one for slimes that make them easier to kill. There's one that makes it so that the mummies die when you knock them down. You don't have to bomb them as well. But we don't have any weapons with those enchantments yet, nor any way to put those enchantments onto weapons. You can see I easily got another combat level here today. I will also mention that time moves slower in the Skull Caverns than it does anywhere else in the game. So you do have a little bit of time, a little bit of extra time, which is good because we have quests like the cryptic note saying that someone is waiting for me on level 100. And unlike the regular mines, there is no elevator system here. Every time you enter the Skull Caverns, you have to start from level 1. So that slower time is very helpful when you're trying to make it to floor 100. That's why I want to draw special attention to being able to trade 1 jade for staircases on Sunday. Normally to craft a staircase, you need 99 stone. And buying enough stone or finding enough stone to be able to make a staircase is not always the easiest thing in the world. But if you have a crystallarium or two, you stick jade in there, and then bring your jade here on Sundays, you can trade them for lots of staircases and go down many floors very quickly. Stardew Valley Ammonite gives farming experience, so it's not helpful to me now, but I still want it. The other enemy I haven't seen that you need for Monster Slayer goals, it's 50 mummies, no, 100 mummies I believe, 200 serpents, 200 or 250, I think it's 200. And then I need 50 of an enemy called a Pepper Rex. It looks like a dinosaur, and there is a special type of infested floor in the Skull Caverns where you'll find plenty of them. And they can also really appear on other floors as well. If you're looking for bone artifacts or dinosaur eggs, you're hoping to find one of those what are referred to as prehistoric floors, because dinosaurs will drop lots of bones and dinosaur eggs regularly. And finding one of those floors is your most consistent way of finding your first dinosaur egg, rather than trying to get it through fishing or artifact spots or artifact troves. My luck is not good in the game today, so I'm not getting very far. The Skull Caverns is where you're likely to start finding iridium, but not... It can happen on the earlier floors, but usually if you want a chance of getting any decent amount of iridium, you have to get down to at least floor 20. If you find what looks like iridium before floor 20, it's probably actually an iridium crab, just like the rock crabs in the regular mines. But when you kill it, you will get the iridium, so I would still recommend taking them out. Yeah, I'll be lucky to reach floor 5. Yeah, this is another mummy floor. I'm low on energy. It's 8 p.m. The serpent I fought did drop a bomb. So why don't I kill a mummy? When you drop a bomb, try and get away from it. Because it will hurt you. I'm going to get rid of a couple things so I can pick up all the stuff that it dropped. You can drop gold ore, they can drop solar essences, they'll drop cloth regularly. So if you've been putting soggy newspapers in the recycling machine every day and still haven't gotten your cloth, maybe try coming to the Skull Caverns and killing some mummies. Alright, we spent almost an entire day out in the desert. I will put things away as I typically do after any sort of mining. I got 5 Omni Geodes there, which is like a fifth of what I found all time. Put the scorpion carp back here like I do all the other fancy fish. I'm gonna grab one of the ghost fish. I'm going to grab my wood skip, if I can find it, right there. And puffer fish. Completing bundles 3 days in a row. Don't mind if I do. There's another crimson fish row. I typically put the cactus, fruit, and coconuts in the summer chest. It just feels correct. The skeletal tail that I got from the chest is not new. Putting my river jelly in this one back here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the Stardew Valley Almanac chest inside. So after I turn in these fish, I'll only have 2 more rooms in the entire community center to finish. I did not expect to get 4 rooms done in the first year when doing this one skill at a time challenge, but I'm happy that I've gotten as far as I did, even doing one of the pantry bundles, thanks to the fruit bat cave. Pufferfish, ghostfish, sandfish, wood skip. Bundle complete. For the specialty fish bundle, you get 5 Dish of the Sea and more Jinmo shop. So many wonderful bundles. Thank you, thank you. And now the fish tank has been repaired. You can actually interact with the fish tank. In there right now is a catfish, a sunfish, and a snail. You can take those out, or you can leave them. You can put your own catches in there if you want. I typically just leave it, but I don't know, maybe I'll play around with it a little bit. Now that we have 4 of these 6 rooms complete, let's just take a moment and look at what else I have to do to complete the entire community center, because I haven't done that like since I started. So in the pantry we completed the artisan good bundle. There's a spring crops bundle which requires a parsnip, a green bean, a cauliflower, and a potato. A summer crops bundle which requires a tomato, a hot pepper, a blueberry, and a melon. A fall crops bundle which requires corn, eggplant, pumpkin, and yam. Corn you can start growing in summer. It's a summer and fall crop. There's a quality crops bundle which asks you for 3 of the 4 between 5 gold star parsnips, melons, pumpkins, or corn. There's also the animal bundle which will ask you 5 of the 6 between large milk, large brown egg, large white egg, large goat milk, wool, and duck eggs. The large eggs and large milk and goat milk require higher friendship with those particular animals to get them to boost the large variety. For the bulletin board, I still have the chef's bundle. I have maple syrup and fiddlehead fern. Truffles come from pigs, or I usually get mine for the bundle from the traveling cart. Poppy is a summer flower. Maki roll and fried eggs are both pretty easy to cook. The dye bundle, red mushroom, sea urchin, sunflower, duck feather, aquamarine, and what's usually the sticking point for people completing the community center in year 1, the red cabbage, since it's sold from Pierre starting in year 2. But the traveling cart and serpents are ways to possibly get it in year 1. We have the fodder bundle, which takes 10 wheat, 10 hay, and 3 apples. As of recent updates, the 3 apples, the 10 wheat, do not have to be the same quality. You can do any quality of them, and they will add up. For the field research bundle, I already donated the chub. You need a purple mushroom, a nautilus shell, and a frozen geode. And finally, the Enchanter's Bundle, you need oak resin, wine, a rabbit's foot, and a pomegranate. I do have an extra pomegranate. I'm getting wine right now. If a serpent would drop a rabbit's foot, I could complete that. Or do I have a rabbit's foot? I'll check. Anyway. So, there's still a long way to go, especially because most of it is crops. But we've made pretty reasonable progress with the community center. Fan would buy me a drink if she could afford it. I could get that. Life isn't fair, and I can't help but feel bitter about it. Here's Shane. So, Clint is so close. If I don't get him there, then just the birthday will. I think Demetrius is the person that is going to take me a bit. Sandy, now that I've met her, has been added to the friendship tab. Interesting, there's tiny iridium flakes on your pickaxe. You've been going to the desert caves, huh? I've always wanted to smelt with iridium. It's not easy to come by. Yeah, I didn't make it very deep, but we will. We'll get deeper in the skull caverns. No need to worry. But I often delay going to the skull caverns until I've taken care of most, if not all, of the monster eradication goals for enemies that only appear in the regular mines. It gives me a chance to get my combat and health up a little bit before I fight the harder monsters in the skull cavern. And just, you get some nice rewards by killing the enemies in the regular mines. So I will not sell the rusty spoon. There's a possibility that I'll need one at some point. And I'm not just saying that as a hoarder. I mean, there's actually something specific in mind that sometimes requires you to give a rusty spoon. So let's go to sleep, and now we see the Jinimos by that glittering boulder that's been just sitting there for the entire game. I reached level 4 combat, 5 HP, and a crafting recipe for the warrior ring. I will show you what that does. So 600G from raisins, 1560 from aged crimson fish roe, and 100 from the skeletal tail. Once I reach 10,000 G, I will be getting that house upgrade right away. I'm at 7,000 now. So the warrior ring, right here, for 10 iron bar, 25 coal, and 10 frozen tear, occasionally infuses the wearer with warrior energy after slaying a monster. Stardew Valley being very descriptive with what things do. Does not tell you what warrior energy is, so I will tell you. Warrior energy increases attack by 10 for 5 seconds and can stack with other attack buffs. The chance of receiving that warrior energy is increased by luck buffs from food or lucky rings, but not daily luck. We'll It's snow again in Stardew Valley, and the spirits feel neutral. I see you've entered the Skull Cavern. Well done. I've got a better challenge for you, kid. Make it at least 25 levels deep. I've got a mountain of gold to send you if you can do it. Your friend, Mr. Key. That is a significant amount of gold. If you can do it earlier rather than later, yeah, that gold makes a world of difference. I'm going to stick these raisins in this chest, just because it has lots of room. Is there anything else I actually want to use in the dehydrator? Do I have a mountain of something? I got extra wild plums. Can I put them in there? Do wild plums work in the dehydrator? Sure do. They're iridium quality, so that may not be the best choice. Don't think I can put winter roots in there though, because they're not fruit. I know I can put crystal fruit and all sorts of things. It actually does pretty well. So Clint wanted a snow yam. I may as well take one over to him. But apart from that, I think today I'll be going back into the regular mines and continuing my Dustbright Massacre. But I'll take some forage along the way, of course. A couple dig spots, maybe I'll get lucky with an artifact. More likely to get mixed seeds or carrot seeds, and especially winter forage, winter roots and snow yams. There's another quest on the board. Also, today is Leah's birthday. If you don't have her at max arts yet, Penny wants a squid. I did save some squid, right? Pretty sure I did. Also, I forgot to check this board for a new quest yesterday. Hey, I have an idea for a new style bed, but I'll need 80 hardwood to make it happen. Can anyone help? From Robin. From the wizard, Prismatic Jelly. I require assistance in tracking down the rare and dangerous prismatic slime within the local caves. Bring me a jar of its prismatic jelly. Bring me a jar of its prismatic jelly, and you will be duly rewarded. Asmodeus. I've been waiting for both of these, and both can only be done once. I'm going to take the prismatic jelly, and here's why. The reward for doing the hardwood one isn't really useful to me. I like the cutscene when you complete it, but that reward is not really useful to me. The prismatic jelly quest reward is intensely useful to me for helping increase my combat faster, so I will take that. Now let's talk about the prismatic slime now that I've got a quest to find it. The prismatic slime is very, very rare. Like, exceptionally rare. I'm going to tell you exact numbers. If you hate numbers, then no. Sorry, but I like statistics. So, it can appear can be found in the mines, the quarry mine, or the skull cavern on any level. It will always drop this prismatic jelly. It's not like the ghost where it will sometimes drop what you need. Each slime spawned in the mines, quarry mine, or skull cavern has around a 1.2% chance to be replaced with prismatic slime, depending on daily luck. If your daily luck is not good, then it's highly unlikely you're going to find the prismatic slime. The exact chance is 0.012 plus daily luck divided by 10. However, the chance cannot drop below 0.01. It also has very high HP. It has 1000 HP and does 35 damage, so it's a lot stronger than whatever slime it replaces, no matter which type of slime it replaces. So I have a specific way that I try and get the prismatic slime to spawn. I have neutral daily luck today, so it's not great. I will try for it. I got over here earlier than I need to. Oh, there's bubbles though. I'll take advantage of those while I wait. Actually, because I haven't used it yet, and there's at least bubbles here, let me pop the magnet on there. Wow, that was a great use of a magnet. Well, I still ended up getting a fishing chest anyway. Just not from the magnet. Got some coal, some more deluxe bait, mystery boxes. That chest as well. More of the same. But multiple stacks of it. Alright. Be able to talk to Clint now. Talk to Clint and make sure that he wanted the snow yam. Not quite enough to get him up to 10 hearts, but he'll be just a shade away now. And it was the third of a set of requests, so I got a bonus there. I'm going to take the carts back to my house to check if I have an extra slime or an extra squid to give to Penny. I will sell the perch. I have a midnight squid. I honestly don't know if that counts. And that's saving. I think I sold all the squid from Squid Fest. Yeah, and I don't really want to hang around the ocean at night. So I don't think I'll be completing that one this time around. My apologies, Benny. Let's clear our inventory a little bit. And now I'm going to head towards the mines. I'm going to go this way because I want to. You can see it's about to take over 10 a.m. and Pam's not quite to the. She needs to be standing at the bus before you can buy a ticket. So she, you can see the difference in times between when you stand in front of her and when she walks there normally. Robin is going to the workout, but I wasn't coming up this way for Robin. When we enter, we will see Willie standing by where the rock was. Hi, Patrick. It's odd. I'm not sure what caused this boulder to disappear. The stream is flowing from deep within the mountains. That spot is so much larger than the actual spots. Hey, do you see that glistening in the water? Yes, that's quality ore. This flow of water must be carrying it out of the mountain. You know what this means, right? It means we can start panning for ore. Here, I've got an extra pan in my backpack. Why don't you take it? And he gives you a copper pan. If you ever see ore glistening in the water, use that pan and see what you can find. You can find more than just ore by doing that, but ore is what you'll most commonly find. So he gives you the copper pan. If you don't want it to take up space in your inventory and you're not wearing another hat, you can use the copper pan as a hat. Also new to 1.6, you can actually upgrade it like other tools all the way up to iridium. And the things you get will improve along with that. I've already read Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Thick to get the defense boost, but now it will give me combat. Also worth noting that Alex loves that book, and he was standing right there, so if I still needed friendship with him, I could have handed it to him instead. You'll hear panning spots appear somewhat regularly when you're in a zone that has water. Whether you'll actually find it or you can reach the spot where the panning spot is a completely different question. I'm hoping there is one right now, but it's all the way out there. If you, regardless of whether you're on PC or Switch, or I assume any other platform, I don't know about mobile, but I assume the other consoles are the same. You can put your cursor out where it is and reach it a little bit further than normal. So I got some gold ore from that. Upgrading your pan has a couple different properties. What you get from each panning spot gets a little better with each upgrade. Also, each upgrade gives you a slightly higher chance of another panning spot appearing somewhere nearby whenever you use it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I search for a prismatic slime. I zoom out all the way so I can see as much of the floor as possible. And typically I just check 5, 15, and 25. Those floors typically, you can see the whole area immediately. I'm actually going to kill these bugs. See if I can get another ancient seed. Bugs are awesome. After I've checked the 3 floors, I go back to 0. I check again. There's a blue one, but it's not changing colors, so it's not the prismatic slime. Obviously, you can do this with any floor. I just check the early ones, because any other enemies I encounter on the floor will not be dangerous. Because of my new computer, and its much higher screen resolution, I can zoom out farther than I ever could before. And I can check each floor faster because of that. So if you got a nice big, nice high resolution, you can see these floors very easily, very quickly. I had mentioned at one point that we were going to hear a lot of elevator dings. This is what I was thinking of when I said that. I don't see a prismatic slime, but I do see a gem node, so I want to grab that. I also managed to get a rock crab out of it. I would rate rock crabs as one of the harder monster eradication goals to complete, because there's not always going to be very many rock crabs. Sometimes, even if it looks like I should have noticed all the slimes, I take an extra second. It's the same with both streaming and recording games. A lot of times when you're streaming a game or recording it, you miss something that someone watching is going to notice. When playing games for YouTube was more common than streaming, it was referred to as the Let's Play curse, which is also the video gaming equivalent of Murphy's Law, where anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But No, we don't really use that because, you know, making content for YouTube, gaming content for YouTube is much different than it used to be, and streaming is far more common. So I have no illusions that I'll find the prismatic slime today because of my daily luck being neutral. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I'm willing to check if I happen to get a ladder drop from like 1 or 2 slimes, I'll go down. Because it can appear on an infested floor. So sometimes I'll check some ladders to see if there's a not too difficult infested floor to get to, where there might be more slimes and therefore more chances for one of them to be replaced with a prismatic slime. But I don't focus on it. There's one that started blue and is staying blue. There's a chance that I won't notice it and I'll end up going to a different floor before. And I realized after I went to the different floor that it was in fact there. But if you take a moment to look at each slime, you'll know. I mean, it's not subtle. I'll be interested in looking through this stream in the future and seeing how many, if any, times I just completely missed that the prismatic slime was on the screen. Yeah, I almost went back to the ladder before I saw that slime in the upper section of that floor, so it could happen. Oops, didn't mean to go to 20. Some people feel like it's a better chance if you go to lower floors, and maybe there's something about slime spawn rate on lower floors that makes it better to check those. I'm not sure on that, but I've only failed to find the prismatic slime within the week time frame once or twice in all the years I've been playing, so I feel like my strategy works at least fairly well. I'm going over to fight this slime because it had a little star above its head. That means it's a special slime and can drop different loot than the other ones. This one happened to drop a wood club, which if I were just starting out would be incredible. I actually did get an ancient seed and didn't even notice. This wood club though has 2 passive effects on it. It has +2 defense and 1 crit chance. So that's a pretty solid wood club. Just, it's a wood club and I've already been to the Skull Caverns. But, you can make some pretty devastating, damage builds with club-type weapons. Their, special attack, as opposed to the sword's block, is a AoE, slam with it, and if you do things that increase your like recharge speed or your damage with those, then you can just decimate groups of enemies immediately. Like if you do that special attack and spam the other attack button while you're slamming, it's like you're slamming them over and over again. I did not go back to 0, so it will not reset. Now I did. Sometimes I'll kill slime close to the entrance just because I'm still looking around the rest of the floor. I always stop around 1 p.m. when I'm looking for the prismatic slime because one of my greatest fears is continuing past 1 a.m. and then I see the slime and don't have time to kill it before the end of the day. Also, I may as well mention it while I'm doing this. I accidentally typed this letter in the chat. The prismatic slime also does give more combat experience than a typical enemy. I did actually have once where I got this quest while I was doing a similar challenge to this, and I was allowing myself to do it even though I didn't have any combat yet. I had not found a broken trident or a Neptune's glaive, so I came in here with level 0 combat and a rusty blade, the rusty sword that you get when you first come to the mines, and that's all I had. No extra health, no combat levels, no better weapon, and I had to fight the prismatic slime. It took me I did manage to get it against the wall eventually and kill it, but it took me like 3 in-game hours to get his health all the way down with the rusty sword. So while the obsidian edge is not the strongest weapon in the game, I'm very grateful that I'll have it for this. But it is getting late in the day. I understand if you can't even hear me right now, if you turn down the volume so you didn't have to hear all the elevator dings. But unfortunately, until I find the prismatic slime on whatever day I do, that is the worst time to come up with that you're protecting me, Webroot. Do not block a portion of my screen when I'm looking for a prismatic slime. Yes, unfortunately, elevator dings are going to be a part of our day until I complete it. Also makes me think of Power Wash Simulator. There's an achievement in that game called Good Things to Come. And here we go. First day. Prismatic slime. With neutral lock. Keep hitting it until it ends up against the wall. And there we go. Actually, I think it only gave me 3 experience. I thought it gave more. Okay, we're going to call that my day. I got the prismatic slime. Oh god. Please zoom back in a little bit. I generally play fairly zoomed out, but that was kind of painful. In fact, I'm going to zoom a couple ticks further in. On my Switch and my old computer, I would play like as zoomed out as they can go, and still not be as zoomed out as I am right now. Alright, so we got lots of slime, we got lots of bug meat, got some ore along the way. Another cherry bomb, I like cherry bombs. The trilobite is not a new artifact, but the Dwarf Scroll 1 is. I'm gonna actually go ahead and sell all of the forage I got today just to make sure that they're all in the fishing collection, or all in the shipping collection. I think they already are, but just in case. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the ancient seed into a seed packet, and I'm up to 5 of those now. In the morning, I will make the sign to display my prismatic jelly. I am just a couple days away from having enough gold to... Oh, I can free up one space in here. I put a ring in here. Put that in the dresser instead. Just a couple days away from being able to fix that. Alright, so... 23rd day of winter. I'm going for about an hour and 40 minutes. I don't need a break yet. Maybe after this day I'll take a break. I'm so excited live again. I said I wasn't going to take a break, and as if in protest, OBS promptly disconnected. Let me make sure I'm... Yep, mobile live dashboard, so I should still be good on Twitch, and it wasn't a long disconnect from OBS, so I should, according to the YouTube page and the app, I am still streaming there as well. So let's keep going. Spirits are very displeased, so it's good they already got the jelly. I know how to cook a tortilla. Do that in real life too. Let me grab some stone and make a quick sign. Stone back. Let's see what our mail is today. Tomorrow is still one in the store. Did you get a gift for your secret friend Elliot? Feast starts at 9 AM in the town square. So it's also nice to get a special orders quest done early during a time when there's going to be a festival. Alright, so now we have the prismatic slime and the ectoplasm shown on a sign. So I need to take that down to the wizard. I'm still not getting that for Penny, but I do have a door scroll to turn in, and when I complete the quest for the wizard, I will also get extra another prize ticket. I do see the oak resin and maple syrup. As before, I am waiting for them to be lined up, so I collect them all at the same time. Until they are lined up, not all of them will look filled, and there will be things to collect there, and that will hurt my soul. But in the long term, it will hurt my soul less if I'm collecting all 5 at the same time. So, just like the ectoplasm quest, the prismatic jelly one gives you a fair bit of gold. 5,000 gold, in fact. Hey, isn't the house upgrade 10,000 gold? Huh. It's almost like I knew that this quest would give me more gold than the other one in addition to its other benefits, and decided to do that so that I could get the house sooner. I mean, I know I don't have the wood in my inventory right now, but I can get the wood in my inventory and get up to the carpenter's shop pretty quickly, because when I turn in the dwarf scroll at the museum, there will be minecarts right there. It's like, as you complete certain things and get rewarded for it, certain parts of the game become more convenient for you. I barely saw that panning spot. Got 5 copper ore and a couple omni geodes out of it, so I certainly won't complain. have 2 prize tickets. We are getting the Woodcutter Weekly and a Stardew tea. I got 4 kegs coming up. Oh boy. Excited for kegs. I'll talk to Benny because I see her. She's lived her whole life in Pelican Town. I actually can believe that. I'm unhappy that OBS disconnected, but the upside to it is I don't have to look at dropped frames and see a number above 300,000 anymore. Alright, that's door scroll number 1. Typically, you can find most of them on any floor, but typically you'll find the earlier ones easier on earlier floors and the later ones easier on later floors. As I am killing things in the mines, I expect to eventually get all 4. Woodcutter's Weekly doesn't really help me right now because it gives me forging experience. So I'll come back here, drop off the things I've gotten so far, grab a hefty amount of wood. Tomorrow's a festival, so Robin won't start on my house right away, but at least get her commissioned to do so. Which reminds me that I was going to change my bio here on Twitch, but I forgot. To say that I'm not looking for commissions. That's my second Star Drop tea. I'll typically use the Star Drop tea for the people I meet later, like Sandy or one of the other 3 people I have yet to meet. I mean, 2 of them have birthdays in summer, and chances are I'll meet both. I'll definitely meet one of them before their birthday. The other one, hard to say. I think that having completed the prismatic jelly quest and the reward I will get for having done so tomorrow will help with that. But it's hard to say. Actually, I think it's almost impossible. So hello, Robin. I am going to ask you to upgrade my house. 10,000 G and 450 pieces of wood. I'll go ahead and talk to Maru as well. She says my hand looks all better from the electrocution she did. I heard you visited Calico Desert recently. How fascinating. I'm sure you observed many unique life forms on your trip. Well, cactus are living things. They have the palm trees out there. I did see both the sandfish and the scorpion carp. Sandy's certainly an interesting life form. You know, there was a poll once for Stardew Valley. Shane and Emily were not originally marriage candidates, but before adding those marriage candidates, there was a poll for who should be added. They won. Sandy was an option for the girls and the wizard was an option for the boy, but the community chose Emily and Shane of all people. That's why Shane and Emily are the only marriage candidates to give you recipes at 3 and 7 hearts. Because originally they weren't marriage candidates. Alright, now that I have the prismatic, I'm going to do my usual when I'm looking for dust sprites and start at level 45. There is a monster compendium. My power thing is coming along. Monsters have a small chance, I believe it is 5%, like with the Woodcutter's Secret, what's it actually called? Woody's Secret. I believe like the 5% chance to get extra wood from a I'm chopping down a tree. It's 5% chance to get double loot from an enemy. That's our the Monster Slayer goal. Actually, if I come to a multiple of 5 at a convenient point, I might check how all my Monster Slayer goals are doing now that I'm actually killing enemies regularly. That's another door scroll 3. It is not the worst idea in the world to keep some extra dwarf scrolls. Especially if you're really big into fish ponds. There are some that will ask you for dwarf scrolls to increase their capacities, so... if you've got the chest space for it, consider keeping an extra 1 or 2. Slime. Fortunately, I don't think the slimes can ruin your parents like they do Lewis's. The slime effect is temporary. Sandy sells clotheslines, but you can't actually wash your clothes in this game. Actually, I think the only person we ever actually see washing themselves or their clothes, of all people, is Linus. Emily says she's going to take a shower after her 6-heart event, but we don't have confirmation that she actually does so. But after doing the community cleanup for Linus, we actually see him in the river. Gem node giving us a jade and a straight up amethyst node. I feel like I'm not seeing as many dust sprites as I like. Sometimes you'll go onto a floor and see like 30 of them. Which, in this particular instance, is something I'm hoping for. 500 is a lot. You gotta see some big clusters to make it feel like you're making progress. It's kind of like when I'm doing my laundry. When I do the whites and something like jeans, I'm done folding that load of laundry in a couple minutes tops. But when I do colors, it's a much larger load, and I've got like a lot of t-shirts and other thin things, and it feels like it's taking me forever to fold that load of laundry. Fortunately, there'll be things in there, like pajama bottoms and the like, that while they're thin, they're long, so it feels like the pile gets a lot smaller when you fold that. So I fold things in a strategic order, so it feels like I'm always making some progress. I'm sure this is all terribly boring. I will read that to get a little bit of combat experience. I'm really looking forward to level 5 combat. I'm not looking forward to me getting some feedback in my headset when the game suddenly stops moving for a moment. Stardew Valley can crash. It's not as frequent as Skyrim, but it has happened. Though I used to play Stardew Valley Expanded and it happened more then. I'm not against playing Stardew Valley Expanded again, even possibly on stream at some point. I just haven't reinstalled all of the necessary things. I uninstalled everything just before the 1.6 update and never bothered to get back to it.
even though I've completed perfection several times on 1.6 now, so it would make sense to go back to it. Ghosts are not part of Monster Slayer goals, but we gotta do something. Alright, we reached the multiple of 5. It's 7:20 p.m. I went to check the Adventurers Guild before I keep going. The Rusty Spur is not a new one. Alright, so Gil still has nothing for me because I haven't actually completed any of them yet. So we're at 90 of 1,000 slimes, 7 of 150 void spirits. That's specifically the shadow beings, the shaman and the brute. Actually, I'm not sure it's the shadow brute. The shadow brute might be the name for the stronger one. Shadow person. 26 of 200 bats. I'm at 0 out of 50 of a monster I haven't killed. What have I not killed any of? I know what the 30 is. I'm not sure what the 50 is. Because the mummy is there, the serpents are there, that's the Pepper Rex, that's the volcano. The 0 out of 30 is Dougie's, I know. The 0 out of skeletons. I haven't killed any skeletons. Those are only from both 70 to 80. So I'm at 43 of 80 cave insects. The cave insect goal was reduced a lot in 1.6 to give you the weapon you get for completing them a little faster. Because otherwise it doesn't really help if you have to kill that many more. The most important one to see though is dust sprites. I'm at 51 of 500, so I'm a little, just a hair over a tenth of the way there. I will show you that by another obsidian edge does 30 to 45. The lava katana does 55 to 64, does not have a swing speed increase, has a higher crit power plus defense and weight over the obsidian edge. So it's a lot better of a weapon, but it is still outclassed by what I'm really looking for. You can also get emerald and ruby rings. I don't know if I showed them. Emerald ring, weapon speed by 10%. Ruby ring, attack by 10%. I love that effect. Yeah, if you've been in the Skull Caverns for a while, and you haven't found the strongest weapon, and are just not handling the enemies well, then in that situation I would consider that to be the situation in which you buy the lava katana. But in most playthroughs I get fortunate enough to find the better weapon before I'm hurting for the lava katana. Sometimes I've found it well before this point, but the quarry was not kind to me this time around. I did not get the type of stone that I will save scum to get what I want out of it. Because it's just that good. It was starting to turn to fog, so I was going to get a lot of bats killed if I stayed. Which is fine. I don't dislike the ring you get for killing all the bats. In fact, if I got it now, I would probably use it. I would switch out my glow ring and magnet ring for a glowstone ring. And then I would have an extra slot. I'm mostly happy to finally have at least a small magnet ring, so I don't have to stand next to everything I break to collect it. It's really nice when you can get it before a berry season, because then if berries go to a weird spot, you can still collect them. there's a single dust sprite on this floor. I'm still going to go all the way over there to kill it. Dust sprites do have a fairly high chance of dropping a ladder, so... You can't drop it on the tiles that you can kill, though. Sometimes, dust sprites can break rocks. Sometimes they'll break a rock that has a ladder as well. So dust sprites are your friend if you're trying to find ladders. It's nice that I can break rocks and defeat enemies now. Dust sprites do sometimes drop coffee beans, so I'll get some of those. Finally, no, 10 days after the end of the night market, or a week after the end of the night market rather, I get the secret note that shows you the solution for the mermaid show. But I showed you that. If you know the solution or listen carefully, you can get it anyway. I've got 3, 6, 7, 9 secret notes left to find. It'd be nice to get all of them by the end of winter, but I won't. There are some things that are guaranteed to give secret notes, but most of those are related to farming. Oh, that's more than just one or two, at least. Not a huge grouping of them, but because of the mechanism of the reward I'll be getting when I wake up, I do want to make sure that I'm killing and holding on to a lot of bat and slime parts. But it is 1 AM. I'm willing to wait until 1 AM because carting to the bus stop is so much faster than walking back. All the way back at least. That I'm still relatively certain that I'll at least get inside before 2 AM, if not all the way to bed. So confident in the fact that I can go to all of the chests rather than just the mining one. In fact, I'll collect the Crimson Fish Roe and even ship it tonight. Tomorrow's a festival day, so I don't care how much energy I'm left with. I actually got from an enemy drop a regular quality. I don't have room for a coffee bean in here. Well, once Robin's done with the building upgrade, I'll put all my food inside, so it'll be fine. Just have to wait a bit. Same with this, I have a few dishes in here. I'm just gonna sleep for now. The cat dropped another shrimp. And on day 24 of winter, we see Santa in the sleigh. I will say that if you have a table or an end table or something and put either cookies or milk on it, when you wake up, before you go to sleep, when you wake up on day 25, it will have been replaced with a mystery box. So that's a neat little thing to be aware of. I did not have cookies or milk or a place to put them, so I did not do that, but it's a fun little thing you can do if you have cookies or milk. Alright, the specimen you delivered offered great insight into the machinations of the fell beings we call monsters. I formulated a pungent tincture that those beings find intoxicating. Use it with caution. New crafting recipe, Monster Musk. Monster Musk is crafted by using 30 bat wings and 50 slime. Spray this on to draw more monsters out of hiding. So when you're trying to increase your combat skill or complete monster slayer goals, spray on the monster musk, draw out more monsters, and level up faster. That's why, despite having been waiting for the hardwood quest to finish clearing off my farm, when given the choice between that and the prismatic jelly, I chose the prismatic jelly. So when I start doing more in go back to the mines tomorrow, I will spray on some monster musk so we can see that it works. Even though I got what I was hoping for, I'm gonna take a quick peek in here. Get another couple blackberries for energy. And another cherry. Don't need it for any particular reason, but doesn't hurt to have. The apricot I'm happy to have because there's a quest near the beginning of year 2 that asks for it. I will take one of my 2 pomegranates. And in the time that I was waiting for the maple syrup and oak resin to finish so they could line out the pine tar finished again. No, it's not that pine tar is bad. It's just not as good as maple syrup or oak resin. And it comes so much faster than the other things from Tappers. So eventually you get kind of sick of pine tar. I'm still waiting, so I'll see if there's anything interesting in the backwoods today. I do see a dig spot, so why not get that? I've fallen into skipping over what they say on Living on the Land, but one of them in this stream did say, ever see those 3 stems poking out of the ground? So even though they're moving, there is a spot in the game that refers to them as stems. Maybe they're not buried very deep and they're moving because of the wind. Or maybe I just have to believe something. Pam will still come over to the bus on a lot of festival days. So, if you don't want to go to a festival and instead want to go to the desert, you usually can. Alright, we're gonna talk to everyone. We'll talk to Elliot last. Welcome to the Feast of the Winter Star. Today is the day to be thankful for this year's good fortune. Forget your worries for a day and relax. Ooh, presents! I'm still upset I didn't win the ice fishing competition. What a beautiful tree. You want to hear the legend of the Winter Star? Sure. In the night sky of winter, there is a bright star only visible from this valley. No one knows why this is, but in times of old, people would come from far and wide to see it. They believe that anyone who laid eyes on the Winter Star would be blessed with good fortune. Some even claim that the mysterious fruit known as Stardew is connected to the Winter Star in some way. Hey, good afternoon. There's a little star on Pierre's. I'd join in, but I don't think I'm welcome. Of course you're welcome, Linus. It's a Feast of the Winter Star. Be of good cheer. Spending time with family is tiring sometimes. I hear that. Hi, Patrick. You're welcome to join our family table if you need company. So kind. Hi, Patrick. I'll probably get another tool set this year. Can we open presents now? No. It's not time yet. I'm thankful for my guitar and my skateboard. Oh, and my family, I guess. It's not a good time of year for a diet. No, it's not. Oh, hello. Oh my, aren't you cold, dear? It's freezing. A feast for some stupid star? Humbug. I hope there's a new camera for me under the spirit tree. Patrick, what are you hoping to find under the spirit tree? You can say a new watering can, a jug of spiced mead, or a pair of stylish boots. Well, I do have a nice pair of boots, but I don't need a pair of stylish boots. I don't need a new watering can. I haven't used mine hardly at all, except to water for the cat. But everyone can use a jug of spiced mead. I'm quite a fan of mead. Ooh, that sounds nice. Make sure to give me a taste. No, it's all mine. Of course I'd share mead. I just became harbinger of the companions. I need mead to revel in my stories. My sales figures have been phenomenal lately, thanks to the Feast of the Winter Star. Boy, holidays are good for business. I wonder if I can invent some new ones. All the National Whatever Day were invented by companies to get more money. You can buy triple shot espresso, I could get a duck egg, I could get a clam, get winter banner, light strings, small pine, ornate windows, houseplants, a festive dining table, which I usually get at some point, but not yet. Large red rug, decorative axe, wood panel, log panels. If you didn't buy a tree of the winter star before, you can buy it for more now. A manicured pine, wallpaper. The usual things you can buy from most festivals. Nothing like a piping hot feast on a cold winter's day, huh? Oh, I've had too much nog. I bet some people believe in spirits and magic, but me, I've never seen anything that couldn't be explained by science. I would have to say I disagree with that statement. All these happy families, but for me, just another lonely year. I'm thankful there are no medical emergencies this year. Gus was just telling me about his artisan candy canes. I think he had too much cinnamon nog. It's a fine art, making candy canes. You really gotta search far and wide for the best ingredients. They aren't easy to come by these days. I usually use Fern Island ring fruit for my premier canes, you know. You can't beat that bright red coloring. And it's all natural. Oh, you want to know the secret to my deluxe double canes? Okay, but you've got to promise absolute secrecy. It's a drop of vanilla and the white candy to complement the cherry flavor. Of course, peppermint candy canes are the standard, and I always make a healthy batch of these as well. Hey, you look like you're falling asleep. Are you okay? Elliot would be listening to him. Let's make sure that we've talked to everyone else. The wizard I have not talked to. I think the wizard is somewhere on the map, but I don't know where. If I go out that way, it's we end the festival. I don't know for sure that the wizard that's actually here. You see him at a lot of festivals, but a lot of the ones he's at, you can't actually talk to him. And most areas are blocked off today. I don't think the wizard is actually here. But Elliot is here, so let's talk to Elliot. Give Elliot his secret gift? Yes. I have a pomegranate. Oh, so it's you? Ah, pomegranate, thanks. Alright, let's see what we get. Looks like Emily is my secret gift giver this year. So I'll probably get a gem of some sort. Hey Patrick, I'm your secret gift giver this year. Here, open it. And I get 10 deluxe speed grow, not bad. It's not much, but I hope you like it. That will be helpful when I start growing things to get my first harvest a little faster. Or any harvest a little faster. Guaranteed to increase growth rate by at least 25%. So anyone you didn't talk to before, you can talk to now. Since I've already talked to everyone, you can't talk to the person who you're giving a gift to in a normal way. So, let's head on out. Put you back at your house at 10 p.m. Alright. I could probably manage to kill a couple enemies in the mines before I end the day, but let's just get into bed. Make sure I have max health, or max energy. You always have max health at the beginning of the day, no matter what time you go to bed. I sold the shrimp and got 90G for it. I think I was going to take a break after the 24th day. I think I'll take a short break now. Just for a few minutes. And I will be back with you soon. Okay, like I said, just short break today. But enough time to get up, walk around a little bit, stretch out the aches. Alright, so let's get back into this. Spirits feel neutral today, not that it really matters too much. So Robin is out here working on my house. Marnie gave me another 30 hay. And Gus needs the albacore. I made sure to catch one, knowing that quest would happen eventually. Your house should be ready tomorrow. So, we got a couple more crimson fish roe. Let's see. Lava eel's taking a while, but it is at 3. It should be asking me to increase the capacity soon. Here's my blackberry wine. I've had that brewing for a while. I'm going to save that particular wine for the community center. But I tend to like to have something going in there. How about I put one of my regular quality spice berries in there? I'm not going to use it any other way. The traveling cart is here today, so I do want to check on that. I do want to make sure that Gus gets his albacore. Where is my albacore? I know I caught one specifically for this. I caught several, actually. Also, I have a extra river jelly in that chest. Even though I've been keeping them in the chest behind. Yeah, so I'll go down, check the traveling cart. Circle around to some other things. The oak resin is all done. Once I'm making kegs, I'll be happy that I've been getting this oak resin. But for now, it's the one I have and the 4 more that will be coming in a few prize tickets from now. Now I'm not really saving from any particular things, so if I see something like a truffle that's going to help me complete a community center quest, I'll probably just buy it. Now, I don't know how quickly I'll be able to make a fried egg, so that may be a sticking point for that particular quest. But it means that when I am trying to complete the community center, I don't need the 25,000 G plus all the materials it takes to upgrade a big barn to a deluxe barn, then the 16,000 additional G each pig costs. So I'm essentially spending 2,500 G now to save myself 40,000 later. I mean, of course, eventually I'll want pigs because they are the best moneymaker in the game, pretty much. One of the best moneymakers in the game. So I want plenty of pigs for sure, but as far as completing the community center as quickly as possible, yeah, buying a truffle makes a lot of sense. I have not been foraging on the beach ages. Unfortunately, like everywhere else, like most other places I should say, it all changes. That is one of the strange dolls that you can get one guaranteed of that strange doll based on a data location indicated by secret notes, but you can find it without that, so I will have an extra one whenever I decide to go around collecting the things that the secret notes have revealed to me. We are done with ocean crab pot fishing. So I think the next time I come out here, I'm actually going to take the pots and the worm bin back to my farm. And I have several good reasons for doing that. So since I got that doll, I will come over to the museum to donate it. Maybe I should go grab my geodes too. I usually put dolls over there. The ancient doll and the strange dolls. Sometimes I put ancient drum, bone flute, and ancient sword over there. But usually it's the dolls that go over there. There's another dig spot right here. And yeah, let's do the do this first. I finally got more crabs. I'm going to start replacing the coral with the higher quality coral. I might want nautilus shells for something or other. I'm going to put stuff in there. I don't have a spot for the truffle right now. I mean, I'm basically just putting everything extra in here for the moment. So, since I'm replacing the coral with higher quality, I'll sell the regular quality coral. I'll do all the magma geodes today. I still have a lot to get from frozen geodes, but it'll be when I have more things total in the mineral page taken care of. It'll be easier to go through it and see what's left. But I will do the frozen geodes first. So I got some coal, iron ore, frozen tear, ocean stone, and pyrite. Both of those are new, so I did get 2 things from those 5 frozen geodes. A dwarf gadget, I'll need 2 of those eventually, at least 2 of those. A jasper, some clay, iron ore, tiger's eye, that's one of the rare ones, barite, basalt, I'm going to save that, stone, another jasper, a obsidian, I fixed it, that's the fire opal, copper ore, a lemon stone, coal, iridium ore, copper ore, barite, basalt, so I don't need to save one, another basalt, so I really don't need to save it, gold ore, stone, clay, another obsidian. Obsidian on multiple consecutive playthroughs was the last mineral I got, so I almost considered marrying Sebastian because on rare occasions he can gift you an obsidian, so I almost married Sebastian just to try and get an obsidian. Dwarf gadget I usually put right there. As far as these things, I'm just filling spots in. I put the lemon stone there. I put the jasper there. I usually put the tiger's eye there. It's not completely yellow, but it's pretty close. And then I just kind of start filling in wherever there's space open at this point. I got the burnt offering, and the crystal chair as rewards. With the exception of the basalt, I will sell the extra minerals that I did not donate. In fact, the extra barite, the extra jasper, the extra obsidian. I know I can put like any of them in the crystallarium, but that's okay. Clay, copper ore, helvite, iridium ore, dolomite, iron ore, kyanite, bixite, darn it, one, copper ore, coal, stone, kyanite is blue, stone, bixite again, fire quartz, copper ore, and clay. For 45, saying one wrong, or for 50, no, 45 total geodes opened. Getting one wrong is not bad. Dolomite and bixite, helvite, they're all new because I hadn't opened any magma geodes yet. I had a lot of magma geodes because of how long I spent on the last 15 floors of the mines getting away. Mining up to level 10. So, bixite, dolomite, and helvite, another new reward. 3 triple shot espresso. And now looking at the mineral bridge, you can see we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total. Let's see. That's the marble, which I can donate soon, and replicating some. That's the prismatic shard, that's fluorapatite. I know that's star shards. I'm trying to remember what the others are right now. I think soapstone is this one. I'm pretty sure that's soapstone. I know I'm missing Nicoite, that's I think this one and this last one from regular geodes. I know, there's a lot of minerals. Artifacts is looking real sparse, but there are ways to get a lot of artifacts, and of course once I'm done with minerals, I'll be turning all of my Omni Geodes into artifact troves at that point, so it'll be fine. I've been waiting for noon so that I can come talk to Gus. He's already saying his nighttime dialogue. Is that something smells like albacore? It's been sitting in the chest for an entire season waiting for you to ask for it. I would not eat the fish stew you make with that. Let's check the trash just because. Willie's looking for a snow yam after a hard day's work. Yes, after a hard day's work, I always am craving a snow yam. When I'm done with this stream, I'll definitely be looking for a snow yam to munch on. Don't even know what a snow yam is. I've had plenty of regular yam, usually around Thanksgiving, but I have 3 total iridium ore now. I will stick the basalt in the mining chest because that's where I feel like it belongs, but I don't know that I'll need the extra one. I knew that I would need extra marble. Basalt is sometimes asked for as part of a lava eel pond increase. So I wanted to make sure that I saved it, or that I would have at least one extra one, so that if the lava eel pond asks for a if a lava eel pond asks for the basalt, I will be ready. I'm actually going to take the bed out, and I'm going to double the length of my bed. For now. Actually, will she give me a double bed if I have 2 beds in my house? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It is 140. It feels like kind of a waste when I only have enough bat wings and slime to make one monster musk to make one at this time of day. Normally I would start in the mines much earlier, but I was waiting for Gust to open. So we'll come down to floor 45 without the benefit of the monster musk. And we'll see how many dust sprites I can kill today without it, and hopefully get some slime and bat wings along the way. So that when I do spend an entire day in the mines, I can make monster musk and not worry about it. Though typically, I mean, it's not like it just increases how many of one type of enemy you see, it increases all of them. So typically, if you go to floors that have slimes and bats with monster musk active, you'll get enough to make another one. Especially if you already have something that increases drop chances, like the monster compendium. Yeah, I'm typically not worried about getting enough frozen geodes, especially because it takes so long to kill 500 dust sprites that I'm going to spend a lot of time on the frozen floors. Essentially getting tons of iron ore and frozen geodes. And then if I ever need coal, I'll be spending a lot of time on the frozen floors again getting lots of iron ore and frozen geodes along the way. But I think all the stuff I donated today does give me access to another new area. So that might actually be what I do tomorrow. Let's explore that new area. Honestly, I'm kind of happy I'm not opening it up on the Friday for once. But that will be explained as I go to that area several times in the near future. Actually, if I get enough money for the Fridays, that's going to make farming so much easier on me. I'm being cryptic. I'm hoping I have enough to open up the sewer. I mean, I feel like I don't really have to be cryptic about things. Most of the people watching this stream are probably watching because they're already interested in Stardew Valley. I feel like Stardew Valley streams don't really draw on a lot of people who aren't already interested in the game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're watching because you are aware of me and watch whatever I do, or maybe your Twitch viewing habits are like me. You go on, pick a game, look for someone who doesn't have a lot of viewers, and choose to watch them. That's typically what I'll do on when I'm watching stuff on Twitch. I'll go on there, go to browse, pick a game, sort by lowest to highest viewers, and pick someone who isn't being watched by many people. And sometimes I find some that are not good, and sometimes I find some who are great. The lead rod is level 4 club. It swings very slow, but if you're looking for a club, it's a heck of a lot better than the wood club. Though there are a couple that are even better before the late game ones, so we'll see if I can find one of those. here in the mines. I always say that there are three weapon types because I completely ignore the fact that slingshots exist. I don't use slingshots because I'm bad with them, but I know that using the slingshot is how I would get good with it. It's kind of like how you need motivation to do things, but doing things is how you get motivation. Dust sprites on this level, plus plenty of slimes and bats to give me my slime and bat wings and my monster musk, so I would call this a good floor. Get back here! Chase you down. By the way, if you're looking for artifacts in the mines, one of the good ways to do it is to actually dig in these spots. I was really hoping I was actually going to dig up an artifact that I didn't have right away. I dug up a rusty cog, which of course I already have. But you can get artifacts, you can get stone, you can get clay, you can get cave carrots. Usually what I'll do if I've gone through the mines several times and haven't managed to get all the dwarf scrolls yet, I'll pick a floor like this one that has tons of area to dig, and I'll just dig until I reset the floor until I get what I'm looking for. Now, right now I only have the copper hoe, which means I'm filling 3 spots directly in front of me. If you get at least gold, then you're doing a 3x3 area in front of you. And are doing it much faster. At least steel though. I mean, 5 spots in front of you is still, it's only 2 extra spots, but it feels huge. I got another dwarf scroll 3 because enemies on the first and floors tend to drop this. So, since I'm trying to kill hundreds of enemies on these floors, of course I'm going to end up with lots of dwarf scroll 3. Go ahead and get rid of that. So far I've gotten 20 slime and 23 bat wings today. I've actually gotten more bat wings than slime, which is both strange and not entirely helpful because you need more slime to make the monster musk than you do bat wings. But slime to me is kind of the thing where you end up with more than you really know what to deal with unless you decide to make a very particular building. And then use a large amount of slime for a very specific purpose. You do need it for, of course, monster musk. You need it for oil makers. But apart from that, I generally end up eventually with a lot of slime. Like stacks of slime. And then I end up making an entire extra building so that I get something that I can use that slime on. But I'm not here to talk about slime hutches. I've made them on all of my most recent playthroughs, and I will say that I still don't know the most effective way to utilize them. Despite building them and watching several videos on them, I just feel like it's more of something you want to do if you want a little bit of variety, not really the thing you're going to make your money off of, as far as I can tell. But maybe one of the people watching this stream is like the leading authority on how to maximize your slime hutch and can tell me what I'm doing wrong. It's not likely, but maybe. Who knows? Who knows who's watching the stream right now? I'm very much looking forward to waking up to a bigger house. Did I put them in the mining chest? Is that where I put the Astrodor scrolls? No, I only got one today. I've been holding on to the extra one. That's what's going on here. Alright. The cat is in the striped bed. I'm in the other bed. Alright, level 5 combat. Choose a profession. Now, this is where you have to make a choice. You can go fighter. All attacks deal 10% more damage. And then when you reach level 10, you can do one that gives you 25 more HP. Or you can do another one and do additional percentage of more damage. That is usually the path that I take. Or you can do scout. You can do critical strike chance increased by 50%. Which is nice in itself. An extra 50% chance to do a critical hit. Critical hits are nice. Critical hits do lots of damage. But the real thing comes at level 10. And because I don't do combat, because I don't go that way very often, I need to double check exactly what it does. If you took that, you can do Desperado, so critical strikes are deadlier. In fact, you do double damage with critical strikes. Or, what I usually see people do is go Acrobat. The cooldown on special moves cut in half. So if you take that and you're using, say, a club type weapon, and the cooldown is reduced by half, you can basically spam that powerful attack and clear entire floors basically instantly. I want to get to the point where I use clubs, so when I'm playing like on my Switch or whatever, I'll typically use clubs. But I'm more familiar with using swords, so at least for the time being, I will take fighter so I can do 10% more damage on all attacks. I feel like reaching level 5 and getting 10% more on all of your attacks kind of balances out the the difficulties posed by having gotten to the bottom of the mines and increasing the enemy's strength. So now that I have a refrigerator, I'm going to take all of these cooked recipes, everything that you cook. Oh, here's Gunther, by the way. Oh, good morning, Mr. Patrick. I hope it's not too early. Well, I just wanted to stop by and thank you in person for all the wonderful artifacts and minerals you've discovered. You've done so much for one person. In fact, I've just received a letter from the Office of the Regional Secretary of Artifacts. We're being honored with the coveted Golden Shovel Award for our significant contributions to the field. And it's all thanks to you. Well, I should let you get back to your work. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a gift for you. It's an old key that's been sealed in the museum vault for at least 100 years. It's a little rusty, but still beautiful. If you remember way back, we had a cutscene with Jazz and Vincent by an entrance to the sewers, and Jazz said that she bets that Mr. Gunther would have the key to it because she saw his keys and saw an old rusty one that she figured had to be the key to the sewer, and as it turns out, she was exactly right. Gunther had the key, and that's exactly what it opens. Jazz is a smart kid. I'm gonna take all of these cooking dishes and put all of them in here. Also, you can put cooking ingredients in there, and now we have a place where a permanent place where we can cook any of the dishes of the game that we want. So even though we have the cookout kit recipe and can still make it and cook wherever we are, we now have a place in our house where we can do that. It can take items from your inventory, or it can take items you put in the refrigerator for your cooking. Also, if you want to refill your water inside, you can do that at the sink. But when I do that, I usually end up picking up something on accident, like I did with the bed there. Also, we now have a whole bunch more space in here. So I can take out all the paintings and other decorations I've gotten and put them somewhere. Let's see, I'm going to first move this dresser. I'm going to put it all the way over there. I'm going to put this over there. I'll put the skeleton there. I'm going to put the obsidian vase right there. How about the standing stone over here? The futon bear I'll put there. The bear statue I'll put right in the middle of my bedroom. So it's like a bear is guarding me while I sleep. I'm just going to put all of these wherever I have room for them. Just line the walls with paintings. Actually, let me move this one over there. So I have room for Jade Hills there. I can put a plant somewhere. Singing stone I'll actually put over there next to the trash catalog. Burnt offering goes on the wall. I actually find it fun to put the burnt offering near the kitchen. It feels ominous. So now that I've done all of that, I can take out all the things that I was putting in here because I didn't have a spot for them. Why do I have common mushrooms in here? I have some room for that kind of stuff in here, where I usually put it. A couple extra common mushrooms. And also, in here, I put weapons and artifacts that I'm not currently dealing with. Speaking of artifacts I'm not currently dealing with, I have some extra marble now. So I'm going to switch, and now that I have the desert unlocked, what I'm actually going to put in my crystallarium is jade, so I can start getting jade for staircases. Alright, we've done all that rearranging. As I wondered, lava eel's looking for basalt. I did have an extra one, so that quest is completed right away, and now the pond capacity is 5. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Every now and then. So I have 3 marble. I'll hold on to the extra basalt for now, just cause. Sometimes I make a second lava eel pond. They're just so good. So I have not done the marble yet. I also have some crimson fish roe to put away. There. Some crimson fish roe to process. I'll put the coffee bean in this chest as I usually do. Yeah, this chest still has a lot of stuff in it, but as I donate like the wine and the truffle to the community center, it will lessen. Also, once I have lots of silos that can hold all the hay, I won't need to hold it in this chest anymore. I might make a separate chest near the silos just for hay, but I won't need it in this one at least. So I have a couple extra frozen geodes, but not enough to really worry about. I will take the mine carts to the town donate the marble, and then I will unlock the sewer. I'm going in here just to talk to Clint. It is the 27th. I totally skipped his birthday. Didn't I? Yeah, it was yesterday. Silly me. Oh well. It's not a huge deal. He's very close to 10 hearts as it is. Don't need the marble. So now I don't have one that I'm holding on to that I haven't donated yet, at least. So let's see if the marble is there. Alright. Part of me thinks it might be time to take the Omni Geodes over there. Because I can get the stuff that any Geode gives from the Omni Geode, plus things that you can only get from them. I think about it. As I said, I'm going to move my all of my crab pot production back to my farm. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna talk to Benny real quick. She's not at 8 yet either. Things changed a lot after the Judge Mart went up. It's been really bad for Pierre's shop. Mom loves Judge Mart though. Prices are cheap. She can afford a lot more than she ever could at Pierre's. Also, she's working again now, so she can, make money. You unlock the sewer hatch with the rusty key. The path down there is the one that leads to the sewers. I can't go back here yet. Some kind of force field blocking your path. This is the Statue of Uncertainty. If you decided that you wanted to take a different profession when you were leveling up, you can make an offering of 10,000 G. It will let you choose one of the skills, and you can choose different professions. Over here, we have a fan favorite character, Krobus. A human visitor, this is most unusual. I'm Krobus, merchant of rare and exotic goods. On Fridays I stay silent as a sign of devotion to Yoba. He also has some rotating stock. He can sell void and solar essences, that's why I was hoping to unlock him earlier, so I could complete the adventurers bundle early before I started killing things, but I reached level 10 mining first. You can sell a random cooked dish, today's fried calamari. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dish that's loved by a particular villager, but if you're worried about getting Pierre up 10 hearts, fried calamari is a nice thing to see. He's a guaranteed way to find a void egg. Sign of the vessel, it's a decorative thing. Monster fireplace. He sells a single star drop for 20,000. The recipe for crystal floor, a recipe for a wicked statue. You can sell the wizard catalog. You can sell butterfly powder if you decide you don't want it. A pet you have gotten, you can use butterfly to get rid of it. And for 2 million G, he sells the return scepter. It's a high price, but it takes you immediately back to your home, like the front door of your house. There is also, you can fish in this green water. Most of what you will find is carp, just regular carp. But rarely, you can also get a legendary fish, which is why I put the trap bobber on. Make it a little bit easier to catch if I find it. It's not as hard as the legend or the glacier fish, certainly. It's probably a little bit easier than the crimson fish, but not as easy as the angler, I would say. If you stand here though and cast out there, it is far enough away from any surface that it will be gold quality. Unless, of course, you get a perfect catch or use a specific type of bobber that we don't even have access to yet. Then it will be iridium. So there we go. The mutant carp. I even got a fishing treasure chest on it, but didn't get any roe. So that is 4 of the 5 legendary fish. All we have left are the 3 fish on the island, 2 fish that I cannot access yet, the legend, which is rainy days in spring, and the octopus, which is morning in the summer in the ocean. Those 7 fish are all that is left. Winter's almost over, so I'll be able to take a chance at the legend sooner rather than later. Unlike year 1, the 3rd day of spring in year 2 is not guaranteed rain, though. Shane's still at 7. Clint is looking for 15 coals. That's not a problem. I'll be going to the mines as soon as I sort out my inventory and get my crab pots put back down. And as I'll be killing dust sprites again, I'll certainly be getting plenty of coal. I was looking away from the screen while I was walking. So, you can put the crab pots wherever you want. I'm actually going to put them over here. Just so I can have them all in a row. And I'll put the bait machine right there. So it's been baited. They've been baited. Alright. So I'm going to put I'm going to click out of the game accidentally. And then I'm going to put a few more things away. I'm going to sell the fish that I caught, the carps. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with most of the crab pot fish. Crab pot fish tend to sell for not much. Like, the clam at least sells for 35. Mussel sells for 45. Shrimp sells for 30. But Linus will give you the recipe for sashimi. You can turn any fish into sashimi. Sashimi sells for 75, so equal to the clam at least. But like the things that you will catch on your farm from crab pots, all of them sell for less than that. So regular quality crab pot fish are great to turn into sashimi if you want to sell them for a little bit more. But also, my iridium blackberries restore 65 energy and 29 health. Sashimi restores 75 energy and 33 health. So if you have a lot of crab pots or are getting a lot of sashimi, it can be your main source of energy in the mid to late game. Now, for the time being, I'm going to be selling sashimi, but eventually I do tend to carry a lot of it around. I would be okay with selling my blackberries, except I'm still waiting for a specific hidden note related to them. So I said I was going to probably end up using Monster Musk today, but it ended up being 3:30 before I got to the mines. So I was wrong. My apologies. Hopefully, it won't be terribly long in the mines today before we actually see the effect that reaching level 5 combat had on our damage output. I did get a coal. Saw the number increment in the top right. So it is keeping track for me as I collect coal. Plus, of course, it always dings when you reach the amount you need. But since most of what I'm doing is killing dust sprites and they drop coal, it should not take me very long to reach 15. Especially if I get another floor like this that has, you know, a good half dozen or more of them. You said the bats at least are dying in 2 hits, which is very nice since you knock them away a bit when you hit them. The less hits they take to take you out. Without a critical hit, the frost slimes take 4 hits. With a critical hit, a dust sprite is 1 hit. If I didn't have enough row to cover my preserve jars, I'd be putting these regular quality crystal fruit I was getting in there. 12 o'clock noon sharp, last day of the season. I got this just in time. Check the bush above the playground. Tomorrow is the last day of the season, last day of the year in fact, and last day I'll play today. I want to save the start of year 2 for its own stream. But I will play out the end of winter, so that when I next stream the game, even if it's winter where you live, at least there'll be spring in Stardew Valley. Though it's supposed to warm up early part of this week for me at least. The warm front that the weather people predicted took a little longer to get here than I thought it would. But tonight it's not actually going to cool down overnight, it's going to warm up into tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And finally melting the last bits of snow that have stuck around since the huge winter storm that ravaged the US. I don't know if I'm gonna get I'll probably get the 15 coal today, but depending on how long it takes me to get it, I may or may not come today. Since I did reach the bottom of the mines, diamonds can even show up this early. Diamonds can appear on floor 1 of the mine if you're really lucky. The chance is tiny, but if you reach the bottom, it's possible. Unfortunately, I don't think the 10% more has done much for how quickly I take out ghosts. I just need a stronger weapon for that. I suppose right now I could make like a glowstone ring and a ruby ring to increase my damage. There's another secret note. Told you I'm waiting for a particular one, so it's nice to get more than one. Here's another one related to friendships and gifts. It's Sam's holiday shopping list. Everyone's favorite. Sebastian, frozen tear and sashimi. Penny, emeralds and poppy. Vincent, grape and cranberry candy. Mom, meaning Jody, crispy bass and pancakes. Dad, who we have not yet met, risotto and roasted hazelnuts. And Sam himself, cactus, maple bar, and pizza. We gave him pizza on his birthday. From the saloon. Roasted hazelnut and fiddlehead risotto are his dad's favorite gifts. Tragically, you do not get those cooking recipes until a ways into year 2. So unless you use the possible alternate method to get the cooking recipes, the best chance you have of having any of those gifts to give to him is by having got one from the traveling cart or Krobus. I wouldn't mind going for a little bit longer in the mines, but I don't want to forget to talk to Clint after having gotten the coal. So go to town. He doesn't leave the saloon until midnight, but I should be able to get into the saloon before midnight and talk to him to complete that quest, and I'm gonna have the way of gems. It looks like I'll give him a jade. He's not at 10 hearts after talking to him. Breath was requested. Well, he requested clay, but sure. That's a loved gift for him, as most gems are. So now Clint is at 10 hearts. Really wanted the snow yam. I saw him walking. I don't have a snow yam with me now. There's no chance today. Find one and then get to him before he goes into his hut, so. I'll just head back home. Need to make sure that I do not miss 12 noon sharp. I've had to wait like 3 seasons to finally complete that because I keep forgetting. So I'll be checking the traveling cart because it'll be a Sunday. It'll also be a new week. And let's take stock of who's not at max hearts yet. We just got Clint there. Demetrius is not there. His loved gifts include ice cream and strawberries and bean hot pot. I don't have strawberries. I don't have ice cream. Do I have any bean hot pot in here? I do in fact have a bean hot pot. Let's give that to him to try and get him up a little bit more. Pam is not. I can buy her a beer at the saloon. I think I can afford to do that now. I do not have parsnips or glazed yams. Confirmed that I do not have a glazed yams somewhere in here. I do not. So I'll probably just buy her a beer. Going further down the list, Shane loves things like pizza, pepper poppers, and beer. I occasionally get pepper poppers from him in the mail. We just saw a shopping list that says that Penny loves emeralds and poppies. I have plenty of emeralds. I can afford to give her one with no issue. Going further down the list, we know that Pierre loves fried calamari. And the price catalog we heard about. I do have a fried calamari, but I'm not sure I'm going to get him to 10 hearts before his birthday, so I'm saving that fried calamari for then. He does like sashimi, and since chances are I'll get at least one every day for the foreseeable future, assuming I bother to check the fish. Assuming I bother to check the crab pots, I can give him sashimi. There's actually a quest to bring him sashimi in year 2. So, it's an easy thing to remember that he likes. For the time being, I will head to bed. I have loved gifts for people who are not at max hearts. Krobus loves void eggs, but the best way to do that is to buy one from him, get the incubator in the coop, put the void egg in there, and then the chicken that hatches will give you void eggs daily. Typically what I do for Krobus though is he loves wild horseradish. I didn't read that. I'll read that real quick. Cranberry candy. Here's a fun one to help you celebrate the new year. Cranberries are quite bitter on their own, but submerge them in an ocean of sugar and they'll taste like angel's tears. Here's how you do it. So Krobus loves wild horseradish, and since I'll almost always at least be at level 10 foraging by the time year 2 starts, I can easily give him iridium quality wild horseradish when I start finding them. I think he also loves pumpkins, maybe? So if you have some leftover quality pumpkins from your harvest in fall, you can give those to him as well. Give Krobus everything you have. He's a friendly person. Diamond, Iridium Bar, Monster Compendium, Monster Musk, Pumpkin, Void Egg, Void Mayonnaise, and Wild Horseradish are his loved gifts. Plus all universal loves. For the record, Krobus' birthday is December 1st. So, ideally you would open up the museum by winter, or the sewer by winter. I did not, so I was unable to gift him starting with his birthday, but and I don't have like pumpkins or extra stuff to give him right now, but when I start getting wild horseradish in the spring, I will shower him with everyone I find. So I have a periwinkle and 2 snails in my inventory. By the way, I'll make the maki roll before too long. The maki roll is made with any fish, a single seaweed, and a rice, which I will buy from Pierre. Okay, got my gifts, including sashimi. Let's head down. Check the javelin cart. The maple syrup is all done. It may have been done on a different day, but so normally the first day of the year is crazy because you're trying to get your crop field ready for planting. I'm only level 5 combat right now, so I'm not starting the farming yet. Plenty of time to clear debris and get the field ready for when I actually start. But I will plant the ancient seeds. They take a full season to grow, so having them ready to go will be a good idea. If I thought I could get the other fall crops early, buying a yam would be nice. Rhubarb seeds I can buy for a lot cheaper now that I have access to the desert. I'm not going to buy bat wings. Duck mayo, not really worth buying. I have a couple oranges. I do have some wild horseradish. If it was a quality wild horseradish, I might get it. But it is not. Here's a panning spot. Got some iron ores and coal out of that. Pick up the crystal fruit. I'll at least talk to Krobus as much as I can. So on my way by, I will... Wait a second. Shane might be here right now. Or will be in a moment when it opens. It is a Sunday, so he might still be here. Yes. Talk to him. He's still at 7. Give him pepper poppers. He's still at 7. Darn. How close is he exactly? UI info sheet will tell me that he is 3/4, I think, is what that amount means. Let me see what Marnie is selling real quick. Now, I'm waiting for your 2 as far as that goes. There was an item that was added to the game just because people complained about Marnie's schedule so much. So I was seeing if it was available yet, but it is not. There's Penny, sitting right here. I will give her an emerald. That gets her up to 7. So I saw the bean hot pot, I have the sashimi, and I was going to buy a beer for Pam at the end of the day. Beer shop will be open, check the board. Jody wants a bream. If I feel like fishing tonight, I can do that. I will give Pierre a sashimi. He's at 4 hearts. His hearts have decayed quite a bit because I stopped talking to him. He still sells the grass starter recipe. Season's almost over. I'll be changing stock tomorrow, he says. He also sells a dehydrated recipe, but I can't afford it. He sells bouquets if you want to unlock 10 hearts for marriage candidates. I have time to get up to the carpenter's shop, give Demetrius his bean hot pot, and get back to the playground before noon. Assuming he's in his usual spot. If he's not, if I don't see him standing in his usual spot in the house, then I will turn around and go back to the playground anyway. He's reading the newspaper. No one reads newspaper anymore. Demetrius has become the next person to reach 9 hearts. Just barely at 9 hearts, but he is there. Hopefully I'll find another gift to him. I see a dig spot, but I am always paranoid about missing this. So let's get over to the... I haven't done stuff with other secret notes yet, but because this one is a specific day and time, it's this bush right over here, right above the playground. Take a nice sip of my drink to celebrate the fact that I made it to the playground with plenty of time. $11:50 on the clock. And 12 noon. The Junimo plush. Only get it on this day, at this time, at that spot. I think there's one other secret note I'll uncover the secrets of today. Because it's another specific time of day. It doesn't matter what day you do it, but the time does matter. I know we saw it a while ago, I believe. I believe we saw it on here. Yes. We see a bush near a bridge at 12:40 a.m. You know, it's 12:40 a.m., not p.m. because of the moon in the picture. Okay, I'll spend a little bit of time in the mines. I could buy the beer from Gus as soon as he's open. He would be open now. And go over and give it to Pam as she's standing in front of the bus, but I think that sends the wrong message. Maybe don't hand a beer to the person who's standing in front of the bus. Especially if it's the person who's driving the bus. Do not drink and drive. Just don't. Ever. tells me about a dig spot at the train station. I'll probably pick a day in spring to like dig up everything. It might be a rain day. If I pick the day that I decide to catch the legend and I catch it very quickly, then I would have like an entire day to run around the valley, do all the stuff done. Sometimes you see a floor like this and you think, maybe I'm getting close to completing the Dust Sprite goal, and then you remember how big of a number 500 actually is, and you know that you're not that close. I hid something behind the community center. I had to remind myself that I hadn't found that note yet when I was over there before. Otherwise I would have gotten it just after getting the plush, since I was right behind the community center at that point. Tons of iron. I have not smelted a single bar in like a season and a half, I don't think. Certainly I have enough coal and more than enough ore to spend some time smelting. And I still have to upgrade the watering can for the first time, the hoe, then watering can, and the pan up to steel, and then all the way up to gold. I also still haven't been into the quarry mine, but that's just because I hate when you end up with floors that look like it in the regular mines so much. I don't know why I spent so much time breaking additional rocks when I was right next to the ladder. I'm here to kill enemies, both for Monster Slayer goals and for the experience they provide. Yeah, Monster Slayer goals and what they provide. Typically the one that I don't worry about completing when I'm in the regular mines is the slime one. There are slimes in the secret wood, there are slimes in the skull cavern. If you don't get all 1,000 slimes before you stop coming to the regular mines regularly, it's not going to be a problem. Eventually you'll kill 1,000 of them. I like it when I kill the 1,000th one in the secret woods, since it's not specifically a combat area. It's a page from Abigail's diary. Things I love: the smell of carved pumpkin, keeping an amethyst under my pillow, chocolate cake, the thrill of spicy eel, and the comfort of Mom's blackberry cobbler I like to eat. I like a girl who likes to eat. Some people don't like to marry Abigail in the game because she seems quite young. She talks about not having done her homework. But one of Emily's heart events does mention Abigail's graduation fiesta, so I have to assume that she did graduate high school at some point and is talking about university level coursework. I know in some places graduation from lower levels are celebrated as well as high school graduation, but here not so much, and I don't see any of them being early high school age, so I have to assume it's talking about high school graduation. That being said, some of the other bachelorettes do seem older than that, and it may feel better to marry them. There is not a secret note like there is for the bachelors that specifically says who the older ones are, but you would assume that Leah, having already lived on her own for several years before moving to the valley, and still continuing to do so, is probably a little bit older. Emily is Haley's older sister, so you know she's a shade older. Mario seems younger to me. She does work at a clinic, which at least suggests some level of maturity that she's trusted to do something like that, but we know she's younger than Sebastian, and Sebastian's not terribly old. Sebastian's old enough to be in university at least, but it sounds like he chose not to go. Because he didn't want to be part of that corporate rat race, as he says. Alright, I will break these because I'm not getting a lot of copper and gems. Oh, I got a flat-topped hat. Cool. Maybe I'll switch to that when spring comes around. But I did hear some dust sprites. I will kill them. Break that, and now I will head out. I don't want to miss the bush that I want to investigate, nor do I want to miss a chance to give Pam a gift today. I'll need, well, I won't necessarily need an open spot. It's okay. I can, shuffle items. Where exactly is beer in the list? It's at the top? Yes, it is. So, drop something. Ah, darn it, I didn't do it in time. I will drop the beer. Drop something else, pick up the beer. Talk to Bam. Give her the beer. And now I can pick up the item I dropped. So is there anyone who's not at 10 hearts that I did not at least, who's not at their max hearts that I did not at least talk to today? Besides, I didn't actually go down and see Krobus. Well, Krobus doesn't go to sleep. Or if he does, it's at the same time that your character is forced to be asleep. And it's not quite 12:40 yet, so I can still go down and talk to Krobus. Clicked out of the game again. Gotta do it one last time. Sorry, I'm still a little wary of humans. My shop is still open to you, however. So on Sundays he sells bat wings. It's a different thing today. He does not sell a cooked dish today. I talked to Krobus. Jody was asking for a bream, and while she'll be asleep by now, that doesn't mean I can't see if I can catch a bream and give it to her at some point tomorrow. This is not a bream, I don't think. It's getting a bit much for that. And I forgot that my inventory was full. I'll trash that seed, but yeah. Alright, so to review, the secret note shows 2 bushes and a tree. We can see that the bridge is here, bush 1, bush 2, tree. It's pointing to this larger bush. So once again, we're waiting for a specific time to roll around, 12:40. Oh, calf cramp. I shouldn't stretch like that. Okay, that's good. And if you click on it at 12:40, Lewis and Marty jump out and run off in opposite directions. another scene that clearly shows that they have some sort of relationship, uh, including the one where we actually found them talking about it. So it's not implied, it's clear. I had a jade from the mines, so I was able to pick that up. When I run out of space in my mining chest, if I still, if I still, if I need more room in it, usually what I move is the bombs. I move them to their own chest. But I do have a couple weapons in here, and I have the weapons in the chest inside already. So why don't I move them to be with the rest of the weapons? Things that I put in here, things that I put in there. A couple more. Crimson Fish Roe has finished aging. I did not put the maple syrup away. Extra fish I caught. I'm gonna hold on to that stuff for now. Alright, so this will be the end of the year. I'm gonna switch to the flat top hat and switch out of the beanie. Put the weapons away. If you came by the stream to watch live, whether you chatted or looked, thank you for being here. If you are checking out the stream archive on YouTube, thank you for taking a look. I hope that however your day is progressing, it is favorable to you. And we are going to go to bed and close the door on year 1 of the Stardew Valley adventure. And I will see you after I pass out in the next one.